Morning all, hope you're doing well. Apologies for the slight delay in start. The internet connection for some reason is a little slow this morning. I think maybe it's too much sun. I hope that you had a good weekend if you're going to be with me this morning or if you're watching this early in the week. This is our 45-minute foundation practice. Beginner accessible, always working within your comfortable limits, never fighting for your practice. If it's comfortable for you, part of your practice to be in a seated position, I would encourage you to be there. If you need to be lying down, perhaps choosing a lying down position for a few moments as we begin. So choose where is best for you, adopting a hand gesture or a mudra. If you find like that's helpful, no matter where you choose to be, eyes closed and the mouth closed. And we'll just take a brief moment to really arrive and to create space. Within this space that you're endeavouring to create, you're not trying to force or suppress any thoughts. Allow thoughts to arise, and allow thoughts to pass. Not engaging. And taking a moment to check in through the physical body and the mind. Note how the body feels, any areas of holding, and notice the condition of the mind. And with this attuned awareness, we'll softly bring the focus upon the breath, and we allow the awareness to rest at the very tip of the nose. Without trying to create, allow the breath to flow, just notice the response. Sensation for the incoming breath, and the sensation for the outgoing breath. When the mind begins to wander, each time bring it back. Breathing in and breathing out. If you're in a seated position, please remain as you are. If you've chosen any other variation, make your way gently to a seated position, but take the time, mindful of any dizziness. Namaste mudra, palms lightly press if that's comfortable for you, in front of the chest. Taking a moment to set an intention or dedication for your practice. Release your hands. Chin to chest and a few gentle blinks, opening of the eyes. Namaste. Now gently raise the knees up, come into a cross-legged position, then raising the knees up if you're not already there. Thighs closer to the chest, hands support behind if that's required. Alternatively, go for the thighs or maybe wrap around the front of the shins. Lift your spine, sit as tall as you can. Set the chin a little back. If you haven't already done so, begin to put conscious effort into your breathing, in and out through the nose. Lift the spine. Very softly with the chin remaining back. Beginning from this position, allow your chin to drop towards your chest. Lift your chin towards the ceiling. We're actively lifting the chin rather than dropping the head back. Back to center to that mild double chin, gaze ahead. Then turn your gaze to your right. Just head and neck movement. Feel and maintain the length of the neck. Back to the center as you explore the left. You just notice the difference between both sides. How have you slept? What's the body's response? Back to center. Chin maintaining a mild double chin, right ear, right shoulder. Recognize the beautiful opening of the left side of the neck. With no pinching on the right. Don't move into discomfort. Back through the center. To your left. Left ear, left shoulder. Beautiful. And back to center. Spine lifted. Release the clasp of the hands, the thighs or the knees, and readopting a cross-legged position as best you can. Spine is lifted. If you need to take hand support behind, you're welcome to do so. So you can have hand support behind and you can just gently roll up and down through the spine. But if all is well, maintain in a seated position with spine lifted, maybe your hands come closer towards your knees. We're thinking moving from the lumbar region and then moving up through the spine. As you inhale, there's a slight tilt to the pelvis front, so you feel and experience a little arch through the lower back. Continue this movement through the middle back, the upper back, you feel a little expansion of the chest and lightly lift the head. As you exhale round to the lower back, tuck the pelvis under. The middle back, the upper back, and slightly releasing the head and round the spine. Lean back a little if it feels good. As you inhale, feel an arch. Lower back is your intention. Middle, upper, roll the shoulder lightly, lift the head. Exhale round, take the time. Lower, middle, upper, releasing the head. Inhale, arch, slight tilt to the pelvis. Exhale round. If you have any challenge in the lower back, please work a little easier. Mindful you're not moving into any pain, you're not fighting your practice. Next inhale, come back to an easy spine. Sitting as tall as you can, right hand right side and behind, left hand over to the right thigh. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, get a little twist. Inhale, center. Exhale to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Smoothly twist. Inhale, back to center. We'll come to standing. If you're mindfully challenging yourself, you're using no hands. If you need to use hand support, please do so. You can be creative and come up with no hands, whichever way is accessible for you. One of the more accessible variations is both legs swept to one side. Raise tall on the knees, maybe just a little momentum. One leg front, but ground the entire foot, heel the toes, tuck the back toes, and push the feet away from each other. Well, no rush. Smoothly coming up. Facing the long edge of your mat, and stepping towards the left side of your mat if you have that space. Come to Tadasana, feet together, toes and heels to touch. Take a moment to truly share the weight evenly in all directions. To the heel and toes, left and right side of the body. The hands now come to the sides of the body. With the weight sharing evenly, shoulders a little roll open, gaze is front, and set the chin a little back. Very mild double chin. And be there and breathe for a moment. Can you truly share even weight in the feet? Can you encourage a light engagement through the base of the pelvic? Beautiful. If this feels good, we'll endeavour to maintain this initial alignment, but we'll move from the shoulder upward. As you inhale, take your arms out to the side, shoulder height, flip the palm. Bring the arm in line with the ear if that's comfortable and gaze to the thumb. Any challenge in the neck, don't fight the gaze up. Exhale, release out to the side, shoulder height, flip the palm to face down. You're thinking bottom of the breath, hands to thighs. Inhale, smoothly raise it. Exhale, release. Recognize the reaction of the ribs as you raise. Inhale, raise the arms, notice that the ribs are thrusting front, maintain the sternum back. Exhale, firmness in your feet. Inhale, smoothly raise it. If very comfortable, maintain it there for a moment. If you have any fatigue or challenge in the neck or the shoulder, please take rest at any moment. Beautiful. We'll keep the arms extending, but if you are gazing up, bring your gaze so it's straight ahead in a mild double chin. Hands come to shoulder distance and palms to face front, and we'll take our feet also to shoulder distance. Few rounds of ankle stretches. As you raise, try to keep the hip back, try to prevent that thrusting motion, try to use momentum, and sternum is back. Focus on a point in front of you. As you inhale, raise straight up, really utilising the calf muscles. As you exhale, simultaneously release the arms and release your heels. Shoulders are free throughout. Engage more through lower abdominal. Inhale, focus on your points, smoothly raise it. Exhale, release. Inhale, raising straight up, trying to prevent the hips from pushing front. Exhale. Inhale, release. Now if necessary, continue with this variation, but if you're just playing around, as you exhale, stay on your toes, release your arms towards parallel, then bend at the knees. But can you have your knees shooting in the direction of your toes? The intention is coming halfway down, but don't fight for that. As you inhale, stay in the toes, smoothly release. As you exhale, focus on your point, bend in the knees. It's not so much about how far you come down, but the amount of control you come down to the depth that's achievable for you. Inhale, rest. Just one more round. Can you maintain a lifted spine? Exhale, bend at the knees. Can your knees bend in the direction of your toes? Can you keep your spine lifted, never fighting for depth? Inhale, smoothly raise. Raise tall on the toes. If you're just playing around, ground the heels if you need to, but perhaps you step the feet to be almost 3 foot apart. Flip the palms to face up, and as you exhale, release the arms, and then simultaneously release the heels. Once you've arrived, a little rolling out of the shoulders one direction, and then the other direction. Shoulders free. If your feet are less than 3 foot apart, working towards that distance if that is comfortable for you. Heels in line, feet parallel initially, hands on the hips, focus on a point in front of you. Your right toes out a slight degree, and left toes out a slight degree. If it's comfortable for you, right toes out a lot, and then the left toes out a lot. But please mindfully apply. A slight tuck of the pelvis, maintain this lift in the spine, then proceed to bend at the knees. Your knees are shielded in the direction of your toes. If you have any challenge in the hip, the lower back or the knee, please mindfully apply. There's a slight degree turn out through the feet and a gentle bend at the knee. Feels good to go for further depth. Hands going to rest on the hip. Breathe. Chin slightly back. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Feel the length in your spine. Shoulders are free and relaxed. Beautiful. Inhale, push through the feet. Focus on your points, straighten the legs. Feet back to parallel. If this feels good, it's within your comfortable limits and part of your practice, take the feet to be 3.5 to 4 foot or even a little wider. Some of us, a little wider if you're tall as I am. Heels in line, feet still maintain parallel. Hands on the hips. Keep the right heel where it is, but turn the right foot in a little. So you're pivoting on the heel. With the left foot, you keep the heel where it is, but you raise the front of the foot, pivot on the heel, the left toes out, pointing towards the back of your mat. Then draw the right hip around. Square the hip and square the shoulders towards the back of the mat. If necessary, heel toe your left foot further towards the left edging of the mat so you have a wider base. Perhaps you can achieve much more of a squaring of the hip and a little stable, more steadier balance. Now, being here is tremendous work. You can choose the steps that are appropriate for you. If this still feels good, with the hips squaring to the best of your ability, proceed to put a bend in the left knee. Now the eventual intention is the knee over the ankle. If it goes beyond, perhaps you consider scooching the left foot further front or reduce the bend of the knee. Little practice going for depth. Squaring up the hip, a good bend, front thigh almost parallel. Being as you are is beautiful, but if it feels good, extend your arms front. Still good, arms in line with the ears. The palms look press. Breathe really well. You're very steady, you have no pressure in your neck, you're lightly gazing towards your thumb. But don't fight for depth. Breathe. Where do you feel it? Where are the spines? Exhale, if your arms are raised, it feels good, release out to the side, hands to the hips. Straighten the left leg. If you've heel toe the left foot to the left side of the mat, heel toe it back towards the original position. Then change sides. Left toes in a little. Pivot on the right heel, right toes point towards the front edging of your mat. Now square the hip. Heel toe the right foot a little wider if necessary. Wider base, a little easier to balance and square the hip. Then proceed to bend the right knee. Remembering before or over. If you go beyond, increase the distance between the feet or reduce the bend in the knee. You feel steady. You're mindfully playing around, choose the depth or the height that's comfortable for your arms to raise in line with the ears, eventual tension. And perhaps you gaze at the thumb, but no challenge on the neck. Breathe. Beautiful. From here we're just playing around with our practice. If necessary, confront whichever way is required for you. Little practice, arms, shoulder distance apart, palms to face front. As you exhale, can you keep the hips squaring? Smoothly stretch front, but don't fight for it. Hands either side of the right foot. Pivot on the left toes, that's your back leg. And then step, or scooch, or slide the right back to meet the left. Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog. If this is challenging, ground your knees. Resting warrior. Feels good. You're mindfully applying your up. Share even weight in the feet. Torso lightly back towards the thigh. Engage more through the base of the pelvic. If you have any challenge in the back of the body, bend the knee. Little practice. Straighter legs. Spread the fingers. Breathe. Beautiful. Next inhale, bring your shoulders over your wrists. If you have any challenge in the back of the body, please ground the knees. Likewise with the shoulder or the wrist. If you're mindfully applying your up, push the heel away. Straight line heel to the head. We're just going to be here for a very brief moment. Just one more breath. Beautiful. If you haven't already done so, exhale, ground the knees, squeeze the elbows close, come down whichever way is required for you. Little practice. Belly, ribs, chest, chin or forehead. Untuck the toes, bring the feet together, toes and heels to touch. All is well here. Slide the hands to be either side of the chest, fingers well spread. Chin or forehead grounding and your feet are working towards being together, your toes and your heels. Base of pelvic and buttock muscles are lightly active. Moving with the breath as you inhale, roll the shoulder. Raise the head slightly. This feels good for lower back and neck. Continue a little further upward, but not using the hands to push up. Roll the shoulder. Exhale. How smoothly can you come down? It's not necessary to fight for height. Work within your comfortable limits. A little challenge is welcome, but no force. Inhale, smoothly raise it. Exhale, release. Lower body is active. Feet a little active into the mat. Inhale, smoothly rest. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze the elbows close to the body. Exhale, release. Inhale, smoothly raise it. And if it feels good, be there for a moment. Any challenge in the back of the neck? Drop the chin a little, create more length. Any challenge in the lower back? Lowering down as much as you need to, no force, no discomfort. If it's challenging to maintain this asana, just continue with the movement if that's achievable. Breathe. Next exhale, smoothly roll down. Hands down the sides of the body and look to your left. The right cheek is grounding. If this is a challenge, you're welcome to be with your forehead or the opposite side. Just a few steady breaths. Beautiful. Returning your chin or forehead back to center, sliding the hands underneath the thighs at a slight angle. The intention is Shalabhasa or the locust pose with a single leg variation. The intention is keeping the leg straight and the front of the hip grounding as you raise, even if it's only a small height. We'll stay rather central, so we're trying to avoid leaning over to the opposite leg, even if that means it's just a small distance you raise. As you inhale, lower body active. Inhale, raise the right leg without leaning to the left. Front of the hip is grounding. Exhale, release. Inhale, left. Exhale, release. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, steady can you work? Exhale, no pressure in your hip, no pressure in your lower back. Inhale right. Exhale. Inhale left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, staying centered. Exhale. Beautiful. Take the hands up from underneath the thighs and turn your opposite cheek to the mat where you were a previous moment ago when you were taking rest. Just 3 steady breaths and observe and feel the reaction to the lower body, particularly to the lower part of the spine. One more breath. Beautiful. Smoothly back to center with the chin. Extending the arms out in front. Palms facing down. If you have any challenge in the upper back or the neck, perhaps you keep the hands over the sides of the body and just work with the first variation, or my apologies, just the previous variation we went through of just the legs. If all is well, perhaps you work with the alternate arm, alternate leg variation. Choose the depth that's appropriate for you. Lower body is active. As you inhale, the right leg and the left arm. Feel steady, raised head and chest slightly with the gaze front. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, the left leg and the right arm. Stretch front of the arm and back with the leg. Exhale, coming down. Ground the head, ground the chin. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale. Inhale, right leg, left arm. And then be there. Really well. But if you're maintaining, please don't fight. Challenges are always welcome, but please note your body's reaction. If it's necessary, continue with the movement or come back a step to the previous asana with just a leg movement. Breathe. No strain on neck. Where is responding? Exhale, coming down. Inhale, left leg, right arm. If it feels good, you're mindfully applying. Maintain it there. Stretch front of the arm and back with the leg. Base of pelvic, buttock muscles are a little active. Breathe. Feel. Exhale, coming down. Take the feet to be as wide as your mat, or if not wider. Choose the depth or the width between the feet, the distance is best for you. Turn the feet out so inner ankle, inner big toe is grounded. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Allow the elbows to slide in front and the chin rests on the crossed over arms. If necessary, just stack palms and rest here. A few rounds in the Makarasana posture, the crocodile pose, of engaging through the base of pelvic and buttock muscle with the breath. As you inhale, engage lightly through base of pelvic and buttock muscles. As you exhale, release. Continue for a few rounds. Two more breaths. Beautiful. Softly point your toes and then bring your feet back in together if that's comfortable. Release your hands to the either side of the chest. Now please take care to the lower back, particularly as you push back. Push the hands into the mat, bend at the knee. Take the knees to be as wide as your mat if that's accessible, big toes to touch. And sitting all the way back in the heels the intention. First variation is extending the arms front and forehead to the mat. If necessary, stack palms or stack fists and be here. But no strain on the neck. Breathe and feel. If your hands are extending out in front, push away the mat lightly. Beautiful. If If your hands aren't extended out in front, elevate your head slightly so you can extend your arms. You can be as you are and confront in whichever way is necessary for you. If it feels good, mindfully applying Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog. Keep the distance between the hands and the feet. Raise the knees up. Raise the hip up rather. Take the feet to be shoulder distance. Take the toes under. Push the hip up and back. Working with bent knees or the straighter legs. Gaze straight down. Below the navel is active. Spread the fingers if this becomes too demanding. Ground the knees anymore. Breathe. Beautiful. Bend your knees. Coming front in whichever way is necessary for you. Little practice. Right knee, right wrist, shin diagonal. The left shin stacks on top. And sitting back. Forwards. Coming front in whichever way is necessary for you. Extending both legs out in front. Bending of the right knee. Allow the knee to drop out to the side as best you can. The right foot can rest against the left calf. If it feels good, however, bringing the heel up close to the left groin. So it's resting on the thigh. Your right knee may be high, and this is okay as long as there's no pressure on the knee or the hip. Little practice, dropping out. The left leg could also be bent if required. Little practice towards a straighter leg. Hands behind you. Little practice, hands either side of the left leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, smoothly work front over the left leg to the best of your ability. If your left leg is working straight, or even if it's bent, the leg is active, so the foot is active. Toes point towards the ceiling and also draw back towards you, so your heel is pushing away. No challenge on your neck. Each inhale, draw the belly, go a little deeper. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're not hunching your shoulders up in an effort to mimic depth. Recognize fold comes from below, around the hip line, and engaging below the navel. Beautiful. Inhale, smoothly come back. Walk your hands back towards you. Raise the right foot up, the right knee bent. The right foot can be grounded next to the left knee on the inside edge. If it feels good, jump over the left. Recognize the steps. Left arm wraps around the right leg. Right arm right side and behind. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, get a little twisted to your right now. Feels good, the gaze follows. But no force, no fight. Beautiful. Inhale smoothly back. Returning the right leg to its own side and extending it straight. The right leg remains active now. The outer hip, the knee and the ankle in a straight line. Bend the left knee. Allow the knee to drop out. Left foot to the right calf muscle. Feels good. Work it high on the thigh and leg drops out. Bend right knee if required. Hands behind. Feels good. Bringing them either side of the right leg. Inhale, little length. Exhale, little depth. Inhale, little length. Exhale, little depth. Work to the point that's best for you. Recognize the reaction in your shoulders and your neck. Shoulders are free and relaxed. Chin is dropped. Slightly. Breathe. Be very active. I know it's challenging. With each exhale, endeavour to go a little deeper. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back. Raise the left knee up so the left foot is grounded. Left foot can rest on the inside edge of the right knee. Little practice, it jumps over outside edge, but build towards it. Right leg remains active. The right arm sweeps around the left. Left hand, left side and behind. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, get twisted. Feels good, the gaze is following. Beautiful. Inhale smoothly back. Returning to the left foot, to its own side, but will maintain a bend in the knee. We're also going to bend the right knee as best you can. Take your feet to be hip distance apart or a little wider and sliding about halfway in towards you from being fully extended. If it's accessible for you, place the wrist next to the hip, and where your elbow lands, it's about fist or it's about forearm distance apart. Place the heel of the palm there. Fingers pointing away or fingers pointing towards the toes, choosing which is best for you. You can also change in a brief moment. And the right arm, the opposite arm comes to the same side. Now if you have any challenge in the shoulders, please mindfully apply. Don't fight for depth. Likewise, if your lower back's a little tender this morning, perhaps you're just in this current position and working with creating length in your spine. If it feels good here, the intention is we're going to raise the bum up off the mat and come into almost a tabletop position. Any depth is welcome. The shoulders maintained, roll open, and you want to switch the weight more to the feet. Initially, feels good here. Pressurize the feet evenly, all four directions, and raise the bum a little off the mat. Recognize any pressure on the wrist. If the hand's not fully grounded, maybe you need further distance between the hands and the feet. If it feels good here, shift your weight towards your feet. Your knees are almost coming over your ankle. Then push through the feet and raising up. There's no pressure in your shoulder, there's no pressure in your lower back. The base, the pelvic and buttock muscles are engaged and active. If necessary, you can be lower. Feels good, just 2 more breaths. Be little, little, little. Beautiful. Feel the firmness in your feet, all 4 directions. Smoothly releasing them. Allow your knees to drop out to the side. Bring the soles of the feet together. If necessary, you can slide your feet further away from you. And just a few gentle rounds of butterfly movements. We'll stay in the lean back position, torso lean back away from the hip. Knees up and down. No force. Or your shoulders, can you roll them open a little? Super. We'll come to rest with the movement. Your feet can remain as you are, but if all is well, work your heels a little closer to your ground. But don't force our depth. Feels good here, walk your hands a little closer. The eventual intention is you walk your hands into such a point where the shoulders are almost stacked over your hip. Right hand remains where it is, your left hand over both feet, or it can be more higher towards the shin or the thigh. As you inhale, sit tall. As you exhale, get a little twisted to your right. It's just a gentle twist. Keep the knees working in the direction of the ground. Inhale smoothly back to center. Left hand returns behind the body. Right hand over both feet or higher if necessary. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, little twist. Recognize each side can be different, so you're not fighting for equal depth. No fight. Breathe. Beautiful. Inhale smoothly back. Helping the knees to raise up. Turning to the short edge of your mat if you're not already there. And with care, rolling on your back. Knees into your chest for a brief moment. I let it roll side to side. Coming to rest with the rolling. Need to bend on the knees, welcome the soles of the feet to the mat. As wide as your shoulders, heels into reach your fingertips. Feet are firm, knee over ankle, chin and a mild double chin. Awareness is completely with your feet. Keep your feet firm in all directions, most importantly. Pressurize the feet. As you inhale, smoothly raise up just through your lower back. If it feels good, continue to switch the weight towards your feet as you come to the middle back. And if it's part of your practice, the upper back with your neck remains straight, gaze is up. As you exhale, feel and maintain firmness in the feet, upper, middle, lower back. Heels are almost into the point where they're nearly touching your fingertips. Inhale, feel firmness in your feet, engage for the lower body, smoothly push the hip. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, don't fight for height, feel your body's reaction. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, smoothly push the hip. Then be there for a few steady breaths. Firmness in the feet, buttock muscle, base of pelvic lightly engaged. If you're maintaining, however, please note there's no strain in your neck, no fight in your lower back, no strain on your knee. If you find there's a strain on your knee, perhaps you play around with turning of the toes a little, allowing the pelvis to move at a little greater ease. Beautiful. Exhale, release upper, release middle, or release lower back. Once you're fully grounded, there's no rush in arriving there. Raise the right leg up and place the right ankle on the left knee, left thigh, my apologies, just before the knee. You can be as you are here, but if all is well, raise the left foot a little up off the mat. Your right hand can support the right knee and the left hand can work towards the lower leg, shin, ankle or foot. If accessible, however, tread both hands through and grab behind the left thigh without raising the head. Feels good in front of the knee or the shin. Your chin is in a mild double chin, so please be aware if it's jutting up towards the ceiling. To maintain a double chin, mild double chin that is, if required, regress back a step to a different variation. Don't fight for depth. Each exhale, bring it a little closer. Breathe. How long and soft can you breathe? Superb. Next exhale, below the navel engage. Feels good for your neck. Raise your head. Bring your nose towards the left knee, but don't fight, just play. Your next inhale, ground the head and the shoulders. Release the clasp of the leg as you ground the left foot. Return the right foot to the mat, a little wider than the right hip. Raise the left leg up now. Ankle rests just below the knee, no pressure on the knee. Being here is tremendous work. Little practice, raise it up. You can grab knee and foot. If comfortable, tread the hands through. Grab behind the right thigh now. Very accessible, front of the knee or the shin. But please pay attention to your neck. Is your chin jutting up towards the ceiling, creating compression on the back of your neck? Or can you maintain a mild double chin and feel that beautiful length? Breathe. And exhale, bring it a little closer. Note where you feel it. Very comfortable, no pressure on your neck. Next exhale, below the navel engage, raise the head towards the right knee now. But don't fight, no sudden jerking. Note your body's response. Inhale, release the head. Release the right, release the left, release and rest the end of your practice. Legs straight or knees bent, side of your body, front of your body. But no matter where you are, just eyes closed and the mouth closed. As you make all the adjustments that are necessary to arrive in a position of effortlessness, coming to the end of your practice. A short Shavasana. Allow the body to become steady. And when you can feel that the body is beginning to arrive, there is stillness to be experienced. Know that you have done enough. There's nothing more required of you. Nowhere you need to be, nobody you need to answer to, nothing you need to achieve or strive for. Just by being here is more than enough. And within this beautiful freedom, within this allowing, set your attention free to move through the body by moving upon the breath. On the inhale, perhaps your breath moves up the front of the body, and on the exhale, it descends down the back. And each time your breath passes your toes, your body settles a little deeper. It lets go a little further. And perhaps it changes direction, inhaling up the back and exhaling down the front. And the release is deepened at every cycle of the breath, every time it passes threshold of the toes. At the beginning of your next exhale, as the descent begins down the front of the body, allow your awareness to move down as far as the space of the heart. And you enter the space of your heart, taking up temporary residence here for a moment. And from the space of the heart, you allow the body to remain within the deep rest that holds it. But softly extend your awareness throughout the whole body, until it arrives at the edges of the body, the borders of the stillness. Allow it to transcend the borders of the body and to permeate and diffuse into the environment that holds you. And as it diffuses, your awareness begins to edge towards a more everyday awareness. This awareness begins to influence your breath into being a little fuller, a little more conscious that as the breath awakes, the body is starting at the toes and the fingers and up into the neck. The feet come together. Right arm up and over, left hand to the belly, folding the left knee. Once you feel steady, roll onto your right side. And when further steadiness is achieved, push up to any seat of variation. Coming to the end of your practice, you take a moment to note any difference to the beginning of your practice, physical body or mind. Join the palms together, create a little heat by rubbing palms. Place the hands over the eyes. A gentle massage extended to the face. Take the hands a small distance away from the eyes, a few gentle blinks. Open the eyes, gaze into the palms. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I hope you had a good practice. I hope the rest of your day and the rest of your week goes well. I look forward to connecting with you at your next practice. Thank you.